The movement of a person or a group of persons, either across an international border or within a state. Migration. A process by which non-nationals move into a country for the purpose of settlement. Immigration. A person who seeks safety from persecution or serious harm in a country other than his or her own and awaits a decision on the application for refugee status under relevant international and national instruments. Asylum seeker. What is the definition of a refugee according to the text? An uprooted, homeless, involuntary migrant lacking government protection. What is a significant challenge many immigrants face upon arrival? Language barriers. Which term describes the phenomenon of feeling overwhelmed by a new culture? Cultural shock. How do immigrants contribute to the economy? By filling essential jobs and starting businesses. What is a critical factor for the success of immigrants and their families? Access to education. What legal challenges do immigrants often navigate? Visas and residency permits. Which of the following is a common issue that affects immigrants in the job market? Discrimination or underemployment.
How do immigrants often experience housing conditions?
Which of the following is a common issue that affects immigrants in the job market? Discrimination or underemployment.
How do immigrants often experience housing conditions? 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 How do immigrants often experience ho They often live in overcrowded or substandard conditions. What aspect of healthcare can be a barrier for many immigrants? Language barriers and lack of insurance. What role do immigrants play in community building? They establish support networks and organizations. In what way are immigrants increasingly participating in their new countries? By running for office and advocating for policies. What is a vital aspect of emotional support from family for immigrants? It helps them cope with stress and challenges. How do immigration policies affect immigrants? They can either facilitate or hinder their integration. What can strict visa regulations lead to for immigrants? Barriers to work, study, and family reunification. What is the significance of fair asylum policies? They are crucial for protection and integration. Why are clear pathways to citizenship important for immigrants? They provide stability and a sense of belonging. What role do anti-discrimination laws play for immigrants? They ensure equal treatment and opportunities. Prior to the 19th century, what was a common practice regarding migration between countries? It did not require passports and visas. When did the concept of a refugee problem begin to emerge? In the late 19th century with fixed and closed state frontiers. What factor contributed to the deterioration of the tradition of political asylum in the 1920s and 30s? Growing insensitivity to human suffering. What was notable about the number of refugees during the late 19th century? It was unprecedented. How many international migrants were there globally by the end of 2022? $281 million. How many immigrants came to the EU from non-EU countries in 2022? 5.1 million. Which two EU countries had less than 50% of their immigrants coming from outside the EU in 2022? Luxembourg and Slovakia. What is one way to help refugees? Volunteer with a refugee organization. How can you assist refugees in finding employment? Hire a refugee or support a refugee-owned business. How can you assist refugees in finding employment? Hire a refugee or support a refugee-owned business. What is a suggested activity to help refugees integrate into the community? Show them your hometown and invite them to activities. What role can you take to advocate for refugees? Join a campaign that raises awareness about refugee issues.
Your support matters. Subscribe, like, share, and comment for more of what you love.